Hello and welcome to episode 28 of Friends from Film School. I'm Luke Pilgrim.
I'm Brad Kennedy.
And I'm Illustrice.
Man, that was a good podcast.
That was.
We had a good one today. I know if you're watching this, you haven't seen it yet, but we just had it, and we had Dyer on. It was really good. She's known from stuff as...
Stranger Things.
I wore this to represent.
Yeah.
Dirty Grandpa on The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Yes. Good stuff. I mean, dude, she's worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who else did she name? Demi Moore?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
De Niro. I mean...
Yeah, she told a very funny story about Robert De Niro, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Make sure you listen at least to that point.
As well as just some of her stuff for Stranger Things and how she prepped for that role.
Yeah.
That was all really, really cool information, and like her experience with the Duffer Brothers and stuff.
Man, it was cool too hearing the actor's side of things, saying she had to figure out her motivation and everything for like, even just for the audition, because she didn't know why this character is shooting this guy in the head. So she's like, well, I need a reason to do it. Yeah. And she comes up with it.
Does that make you feel better that we can just be super vague?
Yes.
With,
yes. We don't have to give any direction.
If you don't give any direction, then they think they're doing it right.
Exactly.
So you're good to go.
Exactly. We could be really quiet. No problem. Oh, man. It's a good episode, though. What else did we talk about?
I mean, obviously we touched on Encounters, so in case you're unaware, she is one of the stars of Encounters the Dinner Party, so she plays a character named Camilla Shepard, a very, very interesting character to say the least. So.
Very.
And obviously it will be premiering August 7th at the Night of the Movies. We kind of talked about that a little bit.
And then I think we talked about just being safe and healthy.
Yeah.
On being on and offset, just taking care of yourself and making sure that you stay healthy.
Yeah.
During the coronavirus times.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Let's jump into the episode.
Okay.
All right. Hope you enjoy.
Woo. That's my jump in sound.
Are you wearing a Stranger Things t-shirt?
Yes.
And I'm wearing my Sozo.
Yes. We're both representing.
That is awesome.
I was worried. I didn't know. I was like, should I wear it? Or like, is she going to think I'm a nerd for wearing it?
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay.
I have a Hawkins Lab t-shirt, and I thought, should I wear that? Or are they going to think I'm a nerd for wearing it?
That would have been awesome.
That would have been so cool.
So I thought I'd represent for you guys.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
And it's a great t-shirt, as you guys know. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, they're comfortable shirts, aren't they?
Very.
I like them.
It's my turn. Get out of here.
Okay.
Hey, Jason.
I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye, Jason.
Goodbye, Jason.
Bye.
Goodbye, Jason.
Yeah.
You did a nice interview the other day, you guys.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Well, today you'll get to correct all the things that he said.
Okay, or I'm going to repeat everything. So this is
Yeah.
going to be a big fat yawn. I'm
Yeah.
not so bitch.
if he like all the stories he told, if they're the other side of it, we'll
You're
get
like,
to hear
well,
today.
actually.
We get your perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
Okay, see you later. Bye.
good news is
How
though,
are you?
we're good. We all tested negative for
Yeah.
COVID, so that's good news.
You're not wearing masks.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not wearing masks
You
this
were wearing
time.
masks before.
We were, yeah. So we all tested negative. That's good news. They never called us. It's weird. We found it on my chart. You can go on there and look it up and see what your results are. Maybe they know you've seen that or something because
That's what I'm
they
assuming.
just never called. So
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
But it said negative.
Wait, good. That's great. We
Yeah.
have
The
at-home
home?
kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, I was
You guys-
wondering how you get those, or like.
Yeah. How do you get those? Are they? Can you order them or something?
Labcore.com, I believe. You guys are blurry. Is that a problem? I mean,
Maybe
No.
it's probably just our internet here, but
okay.
We can see you perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
you're crystal clear.
yeah,
That's all that matters.
That is.
exactly. And we're recording right on
Yeah,
that
we're-
screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Nah, it's good. We just start rolling at the beginning, no matter what,
Yeah.
just in case we get some gold.
I guess I better be careful then.
No,
Nah.
you're good. We can always cut it out. So,
What's up?
Just being happy we don't have COVID. Now we can start planning some shoots and stuff. We're gonna be more careful though. Probably we were going out and shooting, and we were a little. I don't know. It felt like it wasn't as much of a threat, and now we're like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe we should wear masks and stuff when we go out to shoot and whatever, So
Good.
Good. I guess you saw, we had to change up a night at the movies to be a online event. So that's honestly kind of exciting. At first we were a little bummed, but I think we've got a cool idea. It's going to be like a real live broadcast, and we're going to have like a couple of cameras, and my brother-in-law Andy, he's like a whiz at like broadcast stuff, so he'll be switching cameras, and we'll switch to the live feed to show the movies, and we'll have actors and other filmmakers on Zoom, like on a Zoom call, so the audience, when they're watching it, they'll be able to see, basically like we're doing this, they'll be able to watch it and us talk to people. So
that's very cool. Remind me of the date again. Is it still the 7th?
Yes, it's still the 7th.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I told Ethel I wouldn't if it had been in person.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have joined.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys know
Yes.
health issues recently, so I'm being so super careful, and I'm just trying to come down from. I was looking at a Facebook, and someone posted something about masks, and they don't do anything, and I'm like.
You're like,
getting
not
ready
true.
to post something. Jason said, delete it.
Yeah.
Delete it. Take a breath. You don't want to go into this angry. Because my immune system is still compromised.
Yes.
So, it's not like I'm going shopping, but,
Yeah.
going out in public, but I appreciate the mask.
Yeah,
I wear the mask.
I'm just so annoyed how it's such a political thing. Like,
it's weird.
Why does it have to be like a partisan thing about wearing masks? It's really annoying.
I don't understand, and I don't want to get too far down that wormhole, and I don't want to
I know.
offend your viewers,
Right.
but I don't understand it. It's so simple to me.
Yeah.
It's just so simple. A teacher, a friend of ours who's an agent, she used to be a teacher, and she posted on some social media somewhere, we got vaccines for smallpox, we got this, we got that, and everybody was on board, and no one wanted to, be a detriment to anyone else.
Yeah.
Why is this so different?
I'll tell you, that was before Facebook.
Yeah. Disinformation age is what I read the other day. And I was like, that makes perfect sense.
Once the internet came about, and I was talking to somebody yesterday, I was just like, I feel like Facebook is the downfall of humanity, because it's just become this place where people can say anything without repercussions, and like really draw a line in the sand and make your friends your enemies, and people who you would like, who you love, who now you're not going to speak to anymore. We can no longer agree to disagree. It's become impossible. It's just like you're either with me or against me kind of mentality.
So here's the question though: if so let's say a vaccine's made, are the people that are against masks going to get the vaccine?
No, a lot of people
not.
aren't.
Yeah.
Are they the first in line? Right? They're the first in line to get that vaccine.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. There's so many crazy conspiracy theories and 5G nanotechnology and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. It's really hard to get any good, real, clean, like true information, factual information, because it's like people are working overtime to just flood the internet with things that you aren't sure if they're real or not.
It's shocking. It's completely unprecedented. I know that sounds trite now, but none of us have ever seen anything like this before in our lives, and it's maddening, and it's sad, and it's hurtful, and it's we go to Drama Inc. to we have one in-person class, but we take their temperature.
Yeah.
Class size is 6 people instead of 12.
Yep.
They're 6 feet apart. Everyone wears masks for the whole class. And it didn't really have to be this way if certain people had gotten a jump on this and, mandated certain things. And, if we'd all been as a collective said, let's eradicate this. Let's get this out. Let's take care of this is do everything we can. Get rid of it.
I never dreamed it could happen. Like I've always felt like this type of thing, even like watching movies about pandemics or something, it just seemed like it couldn't happen. It's only fiction.
Like you're untouchable.
Yeah. Like America has always just seemed like I don't know. It's just always been like, well, they'll take care of it,
Well,
and
I think part of it too is like bird flu, swine flu, all those other things that pop up. Like they have maybe like small outbreaks, or like the media kind of ramps them up as they're they're the end of society,
Yeah.
and then it never really happened. So I think now that it is happening, so many
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, that's
Right.
not a problem.
Like Ebola was
Right.
really
Yeah.
scary, but
Yeah.
then
It didn't touch us.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
SARS.
yeah.
Yeah, swine flu, SARS, right. Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, do you go out to the store? Or what do you do? I mean, I know because you have you try to just stay.
We do Instacart grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and pick up a prescription at Target as early as I possibly can. Yeah, my excitement in my life though is going to Starbucks drive-through
Yeah.
for a vanilla latte.
Yeah. That's exciting.
But no, the only place I go is Drama Inc., and that's maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
And luckily we haven't had to turn anyone away because of their temperature.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, no, I'm here, and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm sort of a homebody anyway.
Yeah. I was
I don't
gonna
mind.
say no. You haven't been stir crazy, nothing like that. Cabin fever. You haven't wanted to kill Jason. That's on the regular anyway.
I didn't say that. Did I?
Put those words in their mouth.
No, I know what you're saying, because when we were actually like working from home, when we were like shut down for, when the state was shut down, I guess the beginning of the quarantine, I didn't mind being at home, and I'm the same way. I'm kind of a homebody, and like this, our office is here at my house anyway, so I was pretty used to hardly driving anywhere most of the time anyway.
Yeah, you hardly leave your house.
Yeah, I hardly leave my house anyway. So, but it was different because the guys weren't coming in, and it was it was just me and Carrie. So I like moved my setup upstairs because I was like, I'm not gonna come down here to the office by myself every day. And yeah, it was kind of nice. We would like go on walks every day and stuff like that. At the beginning of the quarantine, it was kind of nice, and then I guess it started to, I don't know. That was when it felt like people were more like wanted to work together. There was like this sense of hope because everyone was like, yes, we can do this. We're gonna get through this together.
Or I saw a funny meme where it was like, remember at the beginning of this when everyone tagged everyone and stuff on like Instagram and Facebook of like, tag your favorite friends, here's a push-up challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
What's your favorite memory of me? And now it's months later.
Every man for himself.
Yeah.
Forget one for all and all for one.
Yeah.
Now what's a good thing though is that grocery stores have like started mandating like masks and stuff that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like you literally can't go shopping now unless you have one.
Yeah.
It's like most of them too, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know,
even
Kroger, Walmart. I think Publix
and that starts
too.
today.
Publix did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Home Depot and Lowe's did it now too. Like just
Whole Foods.
yeah, Whole
Yeah.
Foods.
Foods does it. Jason's been there. Yeah.
Because I went yesterday, I was at Walmart. I had a mask on. Looking around though, like hardly anybody was wearing masks, and I was
Really?
like, man, I wonder if these people are gonna just like not come in to buy food.
Might
or-
start doing Instacart.
See,
I bet.
I don't know what they're gonna
When
do.
I did that last
Instacart's
week.
amazing.
Yeah, I did that last week. Other than the only thing I didn't like is I felt like they didn't pick bad produce, but they didn't pick produce I would have bought if I was in the store.
Exactly. I feel the exact same way. I don't. When Jason does go in to do specific shopping, he'll go to a Whole Foods or a 365, and that's when I ask him to get produce, because exactly right. That red delicious apple is like, I would
Couple bruises.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm with you there.
My spinach, it was like expired in a few days after that. It was just like, come on, guys, like you couldn't get like the one with the furthest away date.
No, because they want to get rid of that spinach.
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
right.
Exactly. They're trying to get rid of it.
Dude, I didn't even think about produce. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be tough. I have like a lot of food allergies, so I was concerned about they'll substitute things. And he said you can check it so they won't substitute. But
Yeah.
I just don't want to like. I have like specific items that I would buy because I know it doesn't say may contain peanuts or made in a facility,
Right.
things like that. But I don't know. I need to give it a shot because
It was
it'd be-
convenient. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again today, honestly.
It is very convenient. Jason just came back, so stop talking about
Oh
him,
yeah,
okay?
yeah. I love Jason.
He's great. Oh, hi,
He's
Jason.
the best. Man, I wish we had a Whole Foods. We live in Dahlonega, there's like nothing like
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah, Walmart.
Sprouts
we're
or
poor.
yeah, there's no Sprouts or Whole Foods or anything. God, I wish we had
Is
one.
there
It'd be great.
a Trader Joe's? Do you have Trader
No,
Joe's?
no.
no.
Like there's in our town, there's literally just a Walmart.
Yeah.
Dollar General.
There's lots of Dollar
Yeah.
Generals, but there was a
You could throw a rock any direction in this town, and there's a Dollar General.
yeah. Yeah. No joke. There's like 10. Man, remember Ellis? We took you to your first dollar store.
Yeah.
That was a good trip. He'd never been to a dollar store before, and we were.
You know what? Everyone needs a dollar store every now and then.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
For sure.
Well, the biggest offense though is not everything's a dollar. Because like, why would you call it a dollar
That's
store
true.
if you go in and
Well, we
it's
went-
like, oh,
okay.
chips $3.99? It's like, well, that's not a dollar. Why am I here?
They tricked
Let,
us.
let, me,
That's
let me
true.
explain it, Ellis. We went to a Dollar General. Dollar General is like the high class of the dollar stores.
Oh yeah.
If we took you to a Dollar Tree,
There you go.
everything's a dollar.
There you go.
That's where you buy like movie theater candy when you don't want to spend $7 for a bag of M&Ms at the theater.
But it'll be $1, but it'll be like this big of a bag or something. They make them like smaller amounts and stuff
Nah.
to trick you. That's what Dollar General does. You buy like something that says it's $1, like a thing of pepperonis, but really there's like 5 pepperonis in
yeah.
there. Oh.
So Dollar General is the upscale.
Oh yeah.
It's
Of
like,
the
it's
dollar-
like
of
the,
the
the
dollar
bougie,
genre.
the bougie
Okay,
dollar
good to know.
stores.
Have you ever heard of
Family Dollar.
Yeah, there's a Family Dollar.
Fred's.
We used to go there a lot when I was a kid. But at the beginning of the pandemic, we
went to
went to the Dollar General. Yeah, it was like it was so weird. Trump was on. We had it on the phone. It was when he was making the announcement about like the state of emergency, and there was like the next day. I guess we started working from home, but we were all just like, it's the end of the world, man. Like it felt like a zombie movie because we got in Brad's car. He's driving. He's got the thing playing on the phone, and it literally felt like we were in The Walking Dead or something like that. 28 days later, and so we're like, let's go get supplies, and we go into the Dollar General, and it's so creepy. It was just this weird air of
yeah.
creepiness, and we just everything you touched, and at that point, literally, there's probably nobody.
There's
had COVID.
probably 0% chance of getting it.
Yeah,
when
there
you're in
probably
that store.
nobody had it yet in our area.
Right.
But
Yeah.
at the and like anything I touched, I was like, oh, my hands are on fire. I need sanitizer
You
quickly.
can't put it back
Yeah.
either because then you feel like a jerk because you're like,
Yeah.
well, I touched this, so now I have to
Now
take
you
it.
gotta
Right.
buy it.
Yep.
I think there's a script in the making there. If you
Yeah.
know any filmmakers.
Yeah. Right.
We'll ask around. See if anyone knows filmmakers.
Good idea.
So have you I guess obviously you haven't been able to shoot anything because we've been shut down, but what was the last thing you were sort of working on before this? Or was that even further back because of the health stuff?
It was you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
There you
Back
go.
in December?
It was the dinner party.
The dinner party. See it August 7th at YouTube.
August 7th, dinner
You-
party.
YouTube.com/Sozo Bear Films.
There you go.
Plug.
Yeah, and then before that, we were in LA. We did a short in LA called Come Midnight, which is a heavy duty story, but it's pretty timely. Yeah, and then I had my surgery and I had to turn several auditions down, which was really depressing. But then this all happened, and I was like, oh, I don't have to turn anything down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody.
So it's just been quiet for me, but a lot of people are getting auditions mostly for commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some TV film stuff is slipping in a little bit. Jason's had a few auditions from his Toronto agent, which has been great. But yeah, it's been quiet for me in terms of auditions. But I'm just accepted to direct a short film.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
I might you guys up for some advice.
Nice. That'll be cool. But you've directed before.
Yeah, you had
I
your
have.
debut that played. Where were we at? What festival was
that-
that? Was
I
that
feel
North
like-
Georgia?
I think we saw it at the North Georgia one. Yeah.
You had your directorial debut.
Was that?
Photobomb.
That
right?
wasn't me. I think that was Jason's. I think that was Mr. Goody.
No. It was photo
It was
bomb.
It was?
Photobomb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
North
played.
Georgia.
Yeah, at the
North
college.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes.
So,
So yeah, I'm
What-
gonna try again.
what was it like going from being in front of the camera to being behind the camera?
It was excuse me. It was well, when I first walked onto the set and crew had already assembled and doing, what they do. I had a moment of, it was like I was very emotional because all of these people were here
Yeah.
to help me get this thing going.
Yeah.
You know, and so many people, as you know, work for nothing. It was it was emotional, and it was very heartwarming. I liked being in the driver's seat. I really appreciated it. There was a moment when my actresses we were setting up a shot, and the four of them were on the other, you know, in front of the camera, and I'm behind, and I looked at them and I thought, oh yeah, I like being over there. I enjoy that. But I really did enjoy directing, but there's so much I don't know, you know. And I relied on my thank you. I relied on my thank you, husband. I relied on my DP, who was fantastic, and he would sort of, he would, you know, would be doing something, and he'd go, he'd say, okay, you might need to do this now. I'm like, oh, okay. So he was very kind and patient and helped guide me along the way from the very beginning, from making a shot list to the very end, through editing.
Oh,
he was the
cool.
DP and the editor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And this little project is a student of ours. It's 6 pages long. It's very simple. It's very light. But already I have a lot of really fun ideas. I'm having a meeting with her later to tell her what I'm thinking. She might go, that's not what I was thinking. But, you know, as a DP friend of mine said to me, he said, you know what? You're the director. The writer doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yours now.
Yeah, that's a tough thing for people to understand sometimes, is that once a director takes the helm of like a script, it's ultimately their call, you know, and they might change the script. They might change a lot of things, but the writer kind of loses that control once it goes into production or pre-production or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so I'm having that conversation today, and yeah, we'll see. But it's already keeping me up at night. Little bits and little shots and little inserts that I want. Of course, I have the vision. I don't know if it's going to happen on screen. It's like when I think of drawing something, I go, oh, this is going to look great. And I try it, like, that doesn't look anything like what it looks like in my brain.
Sometimes that lends to creating something that's even better than what you originally had in mind. Because whenever you're setting up the shot or the frame, it may not look exactly the way you have it in your head, but it ends up being better and working better for the story.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens all the time.
For sure.
Great. Good.
Yeah. The other thing that happens too is, like, I don't know how many times we plan all these shots and they just end up having to, I don't know, it's like they get compromised a little, but it's because you realize once you're there, you can combine a bunch of these shots or whatever. You know, you don't necessarily need as many of the, you know, like coverage shots that you thought you needed, because you're like, oh, I'm getting all this in this, you know, this 2-shot or whatever, and and you go with it. I
mean, we did that for the dinner party for sure.
For the sake of time.
Yeah, that was the big issue on that, because for the actual dinner party, it was like, I remember
And
Tyler,
and me and Tyler went through and just gutted shots,
because we probably cut like maybe at least 12 or so.
There was a bunch.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we had a lot of kind of coverage shots that we were planning and little things. But when you watch the edit, you didn't need them.
You never.
It works great
Sure.
the way it is. But
as long as you didn't cut, you know, my close-ups.
no, of course not.
No.
I mean,
We
come on.
wouldn't dream of doing that. Come on. But we cut a bunch of shots. But the movie didn't suffer from it, and I think it's because sometimes you overplan a little bit going in.
In Photobomb, there was one shot that I wanted so badly, and Daniel Oramas, who was Debonair Films, who was my DP, he broke his neck. He bent over backwards to get me this shot, and it was not easy, but it's what I wanted. And we did it. We got in the edit. We watched it, and he just turned and looked at me, and I went, "It doesn't work, does it?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work."
That's the worst.
I can relate so well
He
to that.
spent a couple of hours setting this up, maybe an hour and a half, setting this one thing up, and I loved it. Didn't bloody work.
Yep.
I feel like that happens all the time. And that's when you have a good editor who's detached from production, because they know what works best for the edit. And if they're there and if they're attached to a shot like that, then they'll want to put it into, and it might not work best for the edit.
Which is really good for him if he's the DP.
He was the one that shot it.
He's setting it up.
Yeah.
Well, so this short that I'm going to be doing, the editor is not going to be involved. So
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That gives you a kind of outside perspective. That's the thing with us. Like, we edit our own work, and you have to be you got to be willing to just kill some shots. You know?
Lose your darlings.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your darlings for sure, because some of my favorite stuff we've had to cut, especially for me, because I'm usually running camera. So I'm like, oh, man, I really liked that. But it doesn't work. It's got to go, you know. It's for whatever's the best for the story.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the same for sometimes a line gets cut, or you know what I mean? Or I mean, sometimes characters get cut. Like if like big movies, you always hear about that stuff where it's like,
oh, really? That's never happened to me.
Never. Yeah. Man, it's crazy though. But that's the thing. It makes the movie, whatever's the best for the movie, it's what ends up happening in the editing room.
And that's what's so great about what we all do, going back to, you know, my feelings as a director, is that we all want the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to produce a great product.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no one goes into this thinking, yeah, whatever. I don't care how it turns out, because everyone does. Everyone has a stake. I mean, maybe the boom guy doesn't really give a damn how it turns out.
Man.
But yeah, we're all on the same page.
Yeah,
we
but
want the same end result.
And they're trying. That's the thing too, is like each little cog in the machine has to be doing its job really well, perfectly. Hopefully, that doesn't happen, but as well as they can. And like you just mentioned, the boom guy, like Scott Brown, he runs sound. He's worked with us like everything we've done, I think, pretty much. But and
except for our silent film, but
we did. 1 year we didn't hire him because we did a silent. It was the fart movie. We didn't have any dialogue in our fart movie.
Yes, anyway. I know. I've seen it. I've seen it a few times.
So, anyways, but he is
boy humor. Humor.
Oh man, for real,
for sure.
Like young boy humor, just like little kid humor.
But hilarious.
But with heart.
Sorry.
Had heart. But yeah, Scott's like, you know, he really cares about his role, because he always will be like, he'll stop us and he's like, there's this noise happening or whatever, or if he's like, do you want to hold for this airplane? And we're like, I mean, we'll be like, is it that bad? And he's like, I mean, it's your movie, dude. If you want to mess it, you know, he's always like,
that's like his go-to phrase.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a what was it that I showed you? Did I show you that the other day with Kevin, what's his name from King of Queens or whatever?
Kevin James?
Kevin James. Yeah, Kevin James has started this YouTube channel, and he does these really funny videos where he puts himself into like famous movies. Wait,
didn't I show you that?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brad's the one who showed us that.
No, I found it online.
I don't know.
I found it online. I sent it to Scott.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe you sent it to me.
Oh my God, they're fighting.
Oh man.
Wait, no. Okay, I think you sent it to Scott, but I had found the clip, and you're like, "Oh, I've already seen one of these."
Okay, yeah, and then we watched a bunch of other ones.
Best friends again.
There we go. We're back. We're back. We got it, guys. What was that one about? Oh, but he's like, it's hilarious because he'll be in like I Am Legend or something, and he's acting like he's the boom operator, and he's just, it's like a lot of funny jokes that kind of happen with sound guys where they're just like, we're holding for an airplane or whatever.
That's
Scott,
really clever.
Yeah, it's a really clever bit he does. But anyway, Scott, I sent it to Scott, our sound guy, and he said he was like, "Oh, dude, this is already huge in the sound community."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, okay, you guys talk." Okay.
I feel like a bunch of boom operators, they all meet in the woods and they have their boom.
Yeah, they're just recording
and they're like
listening for different
Grabbing
sounds.
You know, speaking of that. I was impressed on the bunker day that after our like really long shoot, he still was like, "Hey, let's grab this Foley or whatever."
Yeah.
Like the chains and everything. Mm-hmm. And thought that was really neat.
That's the thing. That's what he does. Even if it's like 2 a.m, we're wrapping up. He's like, "Let's you guys want to get that Foley or do you want to get some don't?" And he always makes sure we don't forget room tone because I will always forget to get room tone. You know.
That's a dedicated person on your crew for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? This is gonna sound so dorky. I love room tone.
Yeah.
I love room tone because
Soothing.
it's soothing, and we all, after all of us, everyone on the set is doing their job, stress, building up to the job and getting it done, and then we all stop. It's like, in communion,
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
Just a little room tone of
A moment of silence.
look what we just did. Look what
Yeah.
we've just done here.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about it that way. That's pretty cool. Usually it's because I'm like sitting there trying not to move so hard. I'm like shaking. I'm like, oh, I gotta move.
See, I feel like I'm the other way. Like some PAs, like kind of just shuffling around, like darting my eyes at them, like, look, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What about so you've worked on obviously lots of big movies and TV shows and stuff like that. What's it like? Do they have those similar types of things? Does everyone stop for room tone like when you're on like a big set and things like that? I mean, is it similar to how we shoot these shorts and everything? I'd love to hear just your perspective.
Yes, it absolutely is. And you guys were fantastic, by the way. You really you ran a tight ship. You were kind. You know what? You weren't throwing your egos around. Okay, maybe Luke was, but anyway. Yes, it's very similar. Absolutely, they're a smaller crew, a smaller shoot, but absolutely similar to what
Yeah.
the bigger productions do, for sure. Room tone, absolutely. Absolutely the same. And it's even like when you're on a bigger set, there are that many more people stopping.
Yeah. Wow.
I bet that's a cooler moment. Yeah.
Like 100 people there just sitting in silence. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Not anymore though, I guess, right? We'll see what happens.
I know. Yeah.
Well, there's been some shoots that have like slowly started to come back.
Yeah.
Isn't the UK have some
I think so.
movies?
This is like a side note, just back to like health and safety on set, but they have these really cool things on bigger productions now. That's like this like sanitary station for your mask, and like it's like complimentary like hand soaps, hand sanitizers, and sprays to like disinfect your mask.
Oh, cool.
It's like a whole station set up, and it's like really cool, and it's
That's
like
cool.
a smart idea to like bring back productions and stuff and keep everyone safe.
Nice.
Crazy Legs Productions. Do you know them? Scott Thigpen and Jessica Fox is their casting person. They've just started back, and they posted pictures, on Facebook, and everyone was wearing masks, and there was a station there. It looked like it was a hand washing station.
Yeah.
Outside.
Oh, cool.
Oh, like
So there was plumbing somewhere.
Oh.
But yeah, a sanitary station, if you will.
Huh.
And I know Toronto is starting back. Tyler Perry started back.
Yeah.
And apparently stopped
Oh.
and then started back again. But he's got like a 40-page document of do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Which is great.
He was the flagship, right, for Atlanta like starting back.
Yeah. What I'm wondering as an actor is if you have to quarantine, are they going to pay you? Are those hold days? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it would.
Be like, hey guys, I caught Corona. I'm going to chill, collect my paycheck. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
So
a friend of ours tested positive, and she's been going nuts. In her bedroom.
Oh man.
has she
She's
been
asymptomatic, completely
okay.
asymptomatic.
That's
but-
good. That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been sitting in her bedroom. She's not even petting her dogs.
Oh, that's
I know.
really sad for her and the dogs.
How?
I know. I know.
I thought I heard that pets like can't transfer it or something like that.
And I've
knows?
heard the opposite.
Who knows?
Really?
I've
Okay.
heard the opposite too.
I've heard a lot of stuff about Corona. I don't really know what to believe anymore.
So yeah, I think it all comes from Putin. Whatever.
Yeah. Nanobots, Putin, something about Russia.
Yeah.
How long has your friend had it?
We haven't seen her in almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So she's probably at the end of her 14-day quarantine.
Oh, that's
But her
good.
husband tested negative.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. I've heard of multiple people who live together like that, who one of them has it, the other one
Yeah.
didn't catch it. which is crazy because if it's really, I mean, it's supposed to be really contagious, and then it's like, how do these people in the same house not get it?
Well, apparently, if you're like asymptomatic, according to new stuff, if you're asymptomatic, you can't pass it.
Right.
So if she's asymptomatic,
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe like she couldn't pass it to her husband, but I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
I don't really know like how it works. Honestly, I don't think anyone does.
Because it's so fluid and it changes. It seems like it changes every couple of days. You read something which is the opposite of what you read before, and you read it and go, "Oh, okay, I got it now."
Right.
And then you read something else. Like, I thought. Anyway.
So let's talk about Stranger Things some, because obviously we're all huge fans, and we would love to hear just about your experience on Stranger Things. What's it like? I mean, when you were on set, did you work? Obviously, I'm sure you did. You worked with the Duffer Brothers. I mean, I know that they have different directors sometimes, but
you're going to be so disappointed when I say it was just another job.
Yeah. And
Right?
it wasn't famous yet. It wasn't.
Fun. I'm sorry, say that again?
It wasn't like famous yet.
It wasn't. The phenomenon.
It was just another job. I will say that I had to jump through hoops to get this role. Not that I was out there actively trying to get this role, other than auditioning, but what they requested. So I auditioned here in this room, actually. We closed our curtains. We, lugging the camera out. I auditioned, and then I got a call back. It was Chase and Tara Feldstein, Paris Casting. And the callback was with Carmen Cuba. And of course, in-person callback, and I go in, I do my thing, and it was the first scene in the show.
Really?
That was my audition piece.
Huh.
Oh.
And Chase walks me out. Thank you very much. Chase walks me out, and he said, "You're the only one we're looking at."
Oh, cool.
And I said, "Chase, don't say that to me." I mean, Chase used to be my agent, so I have a personal relationship.
Yeah.
I said, "Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that." It's like it's a kiss of death.
Oh.
As soon as casting director says, "You're the one, you're what we want," or in the room, if they say, "That was perfect. That was exactly what we wanted," immediately I go, that means the next guy's going to come in and take it away from me. Because, because you never know. So he said that to me, and I said, "I don't want to hear it." And so I left. Then I had to have, they needed to see my reel. They needed a pitch bio, which Jason wrote for me. Jason's a really, really good writer. I don't know if you guys know that. They wanted to know, and here's the thing. The Duffer Brothers were unknown. No one knew what this show was, yet they wanted to know who I had worked with, and would I be able to handle myself on a set with with who? I mean, we didn't know who David Harbour was really.
Yeah.
Right?
Do we even know who he is really now?
Now, good question.
Winona Ryder was probably the.
Was she attached yet? Was Winona Ryder attached when you were auditioning?
Oh yeah, probably. Because I was on the lower end of casting, so they had their main people.
Yeah.
But like, did you know she was attached?
Yeah. Her and Matthew Modine, I felt like were the only kind of names.
Yeah. I didn't know. I never saw a script. I saw the sides of that first scene. I didn't know why this woman was shooting this guy in the head. But as the actor, I had to come up with a reason, didn't I?
Yep.
Whoa.
I should at some point send you my audition because I show it in class.
Cool.
And you'll be amazed at how similar it is to what actually ended up on screen.
Wow.
But of course, as the actor, I had to come up with something of why I'm walking into this restaurant and shooting a guy in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So when they didn't give you like on the direction side, like they didn't tell you any kind of.
It's just like the action, none of like the backstory of like you're working for a secret government organization or.
Whoa.
So they just wanted to see what you came up with.
I don't know if that was the case. I mean, they said, well, here are your sides. Here are your words.
Huh.
The character was described as pleasant 40s redhead.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to dye my hair, certainly. That's all I got for a character description. But then, of course, as the actor, we have to do our due diligence. We have to, Sherlock Holmes the script, as Tim Phillips says, and mine the script for all these clues.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have any of their backstory, so I had to make up my own, which was that I was searching out the pedophile who killed my little brother.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I was going to kill this man. I have a younger brother who, whom I adore. So there was that relationship
easy
there.
to pull from.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was my impetus for going to this place. That was my, he opens the door. I got him.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've got him. He turns away from me, and, I go to pull out the gun, and yay, I got what I wanted. I wanted to kill this motherfucker.
So, and I want,
Right?
So to clarify, is this, you're talking about just the audition or the actual filming of the scene?
Just the audition.
Just the audition. Okay, cool.
That was to get me through the audition.
Gotcha.
Mind you, it still worked in shooting it.
Yeah.
However, when I booked it, I did get a script.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't get all 8 scripts from all 8 episodes.
No.
So I still wasn't sure where it was going.
Yeah.
But yes, and then of course on set, and then Modine comes in, and and then I had my own backstory with Modine, to make it work for me, the actor, that had nothing to do with the script or the directors. But yes, I worked with the Duffers. They were quiet. They were quiet.
I could see that.
And as a co-star, it was considered a co-star, and they didn't give me anything. There was no direction. And a newer actor thinks, what am I doing wrong? Oh my God. The director's not saying anything to me. Some of the little more experience goes, oh, thank God, I'm doing everything right.
Yeah.
They're not, I'm hitting my mark, I'm saying my lines, I'm doing it. I'm obviously pleasing them, because they don't have to come to me and say, all right, look, this is really what we need from you. There was none of that. So okay. I got cast for 2 episodes. And then after the 2 episodes, they wrote me in for 3 more.
Nice.
Which is what you dream about, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that was great. I mean, I would be able to ask them questions. It wasn't as if they weren't open to me. If something wasn't clear, I called them brothers, because I didn't know which was which. Who was who? They're identical twins.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I went, brothers, I've got a question here.
I bet they would walk away and they're like, she doesn't know who either of us are.
I know, it's embarrassing. However, they were just these 2. To me, they were 2 kids.
Yeah.
That is the advantage of being a little older, because like younger guys, I'm not going to be intimidated by okay, you're the director, but it's not worth it to be intimidated. Whereas someone much younger than me is going to be intimidated by you guys, because you're the writers, directors, producer. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is our job. Let's do this. Let's get this done and produce something great. But yeah, they were very kind. I just did my job. Of course, no one knew what would happen. It was when I wrapped, and I was saying thank you and goodbye. I don't know if Jason told this story. I hope he didn't. But they said, I said, thank you guys. This was great. Thank you so much. And they were, no, thank you. And I said, no, thank you so much. I went, no, thank you. You really, and I'm like, okay, what? He said, you really, you shot this out into the stratosphere, and we had no idea what this character could be like this, and you brought something, and they kept going on and on and on. I'm like, what? I went back to my trailer and I burst into tears. And I called Jason. I said, you can't believe what they said to me. Because as actors, we don't get that.
Yeah.
Jason thought I'd been fired.
Oh.
I was about to say, I bet Jason was just like, what did they say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He thought I'd been fired. And I said, no, they just said all these nice things.
Oh.
And it was, I left on air. Unfortunately,
awesome.
Those so-and-sos killed me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't come back. However, they did say to me, they said, well, you're not dead. We're not saying you're dead. But, anything can happen in the upside down. But, of course, young Connie was gone. So, alas.
Wow.
So, did you know, where the full story was going by the time you wrapped? So, or did you not know the story until you watched it?
I did know because I was in the last episode. I was in 8. I was in 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, I think.
Did you? But would you read? Would you read like the other script, like the episodes you weren't in? Would you read those scripts or no?
I didn't get those.
Okay.
They only sent me scripts that I was in.
Yeah.
So it was still a little head scratching. I'm like, what's going on?
You're like, how
here?
do we get from here to here?
Yeah.
You're like, what happened?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the tough part of being an actor on like television is that you only kind of know what you're a part of and not the overall overarching story, right?
Unless you're the lead, unless you're, guest star series regular. Yeah, sometimes you'll get all of the scripts. You'll be involved in everything, but I guess they were still fleshing it out, because they were so new.
Yeah.
It seems like
I guess if they added you only signed you on for 2 and then added you in, they were kind of
the scripts
still
weren't
working
done.
on it.
But it seems like it's like that every season. You always hear they're like filming and they're still finishing the next few episodes. They're a couple episodes away and they're still writing, going into it and stuff. So, which I feel like, I mean, that'd be tough, but it also leaves it open to do things like that to like give this character more room to grow.
And, I didn't even realize, it's not as if they came up to me and said, look, we love what you're doing. We're going to add you into 3 more episodes. I didn't know, when my agent called and they said, they want you for some, another episode. Then it was another email of, they want you again. I thought, okay, that's great. But as the actor, I didn't take it as they love what you're doing and they're writing you into more episodes. I was like, okay, all right, let's go with it. So that, it was pretty awesome. And then I knew we watched it when it dropped and watched the first 3 episodes. I didn't binge it. It was like, and of course my first scene, if I may say, and it's the writing, I'm not trying to take credit for it. It's when that scene happens, you go, okay, now we're in for a ride. Yeah. Now this is going somewhere. When I went on the internet after we watched the first 3 and I think it was late and I was just checking the internet and I saw Connie Frasier for President t-shirts.
Whoa.
And I went, oh shit, this is going to be something here.
Yeah. Wow. And
then of course it blew up. Well, before it even aired, Stephen King tweeted, I think, Netflix's server is about to go down. Before it aired.
Wow.
And I thought, okay.
So did he have like
I guess they gave
advance?
him.
Yeah, maybe he had an advanced screening or something of it. I don't know.
He might have, or he knew.
Yeah, he was such an influence for the Duffers, I'm sure. So maybe they reached out or something.
Or he's writing the book that reality's based on, and he just knew.
He's just new. That's it.
I have a nerdy question for you. Were you on set? Did you see like the Demogorgon like costume on set?
No, I did not.
Oh, dang.
But I had lunch with him at a convention.
Awesome.
With the actor. I mean, that's as close as I got to. Yeah, my stuff was all pretty straight up. I was in the school. I was at the lab.
I was thinking the school part where there might have been a Demogorgon, but I guess it was all CG at that part.
It was. It totally was.
Yeah.
I will say, I did. Matthew Modine was fantastic. He was great. He's very, very tall.
Really?
And I'm a petite person, and I was flanking him a lot, right? Walking down hallways, and I was almost running. At one point, I said, Matthew, can you slow down? Can you slow down just a little bit? Because I'm like walking as fast as I possibly can.
How was working with
just keep up.
How was working with like Millie Bobby Brown and the kids and stuff? Because they were all pretty young and not really known until Stranger Things. Like how did they take it as young actors? Like did any of them look to you for guidance as someone who's been acting for a while?
Oh, hell no.
No, they just went in?
No, because Millie Bobby Brown was so confident. You'd think that this kid had been on a set for 20 years.
Yeah.
And she was what, 9?
Yeah.
She was so confident and so comfortable in what she was doing. I don't think she looked to anyone. But with the kids, I didn't deal with them at all. I'd see them in the makeup trailer, and they were all great. They were all nice kids. They weren't precocious. They weren't obnoxious. And I would chat with her a little bit, but my only scene with her or them was at my demise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the blood comes out. Yeah, I didn't really deal with them at all.
Yeah.
What about like after the show becomes a phenomenon and like going on the cruise, the conventions, like how did that feel?
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know from conventions because I'm not a nerd or a geek. I mean, I might be a dork.
How do you feel about that?
That's fine. I like going to conventions just to like see like all the people that go and stuff and kind of people watch and stuff. I think it's
sure.
fun.
Well, I knew
saying.
Dragon Con. I'd never been to a Dragon Con, but I knew what it was. And I'd driven downtown Atlanta. What is with these people in these costumes? What is going on here? So welcome to Convention Land. It is bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's people watching at its best. And all I had to do was sit at a table and watch. You know, that was really a lot of fun. I didn't know who any of the cosplayers were. I did almost all of my conventions with Randy Havens, who played Mr. Clark, right? Mm-hmm. So he and I became very, very close. And I said, Randy, what's that? And he said, well, that's a mashup between da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what's
so
a mashup?
Randy knows.
Randy knows.
He's got the nerd knowledge.
Oh God, Randy knows. Randy knew all of them.
That's how he got the role of the teacher. Because he was like, what? He was watching The Thing in one of the episodes. Like he was kind of that nerdy guy, so I guess that fit how he played the role.
Yeah,
he is, but yeah, he's very funny. He's one of these guys that's very funny and then hardly ever smiles. You know, he's very dry. Yeah, Randy's terrific. So the conventions were fabulous. You know, bigger, huge names can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in a weekend.
Wow.
Not this one, okay? But I was happy with what I got. It was fine for sitting around and signing autographs. But it was so fabulous to be with the people and to connect with people. And I'd come around, you know, my table. I'd stand in front of my table and I'd, you know, hug. I'd, you know, see someone dressed as Millie Bobby or as 11.
Yeah.
And it was just, and they were, you know, especially the kids were so darling, and they were so excited to see us. Mind you, at my table, you know, we have the banner above us, right? Mm-hmm. So there were various pictures on the banner, and people would walk by and they'd look at the banner, then they'd look at me, they'd look at the banner, and they'd look at each other, realize that I was that woman, and they'd keep going. They'd walk past my table.
Oh man.
Because they would think that I was that awful woman. And they thought I was gonna be that mean.
They think you're a killer.
So when people did come over to the table, they'd say, oh, you're so nice. Like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not a murderer.
You're like, I'm an actor.
So then it got to the point where our agent, who, you know, brought all of the headshots and the everything, all of our paraphernalia for the conventions, I had a toy gun. So you guys are frozen. Can you see me?
No,
you're frozen.
You're frozen too.
But you can hear me.
We can hear you.
But you're frozen. Yeah.
I am frozen. Okay, I see them frozen. So I had a toy gun, and it was very obviously a toy gun. I had the big orange, you know, plug on it. So I would start threatening people as they walked by my table to come over and talk to me. So that broke the ice.
Oh, that's cool.
It was funny. Conventions were awesome. They were great. Yes, we did a cruise. I went to England. I went, you know, several states around the country. I went to Cheyenne, Wyoming. Who knew? They were really fun.
So I had a question about your convention stuff, just because I've been to a lot of conventions. Did you guys have to do like a Q&A?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know, because I've been to a few Q&As before, and like the first people in line, like nothing against them, but sometimes there's like some really like cringy questions or something that can come up, and like I was wondering like if anyone had like asked you any like that, or like you had gotten something like that.
Oh my gosh, yes. There were some cringy questions. Oh yes, there was one. How did it feel to kill someone?
What? Okay. Hello. That sounds like they're asking because they're curious. Like
Asking for a friend.
I just want to know what it felt like. So
Hashtag asking for a friend.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking about it.
That was bizarre, and
And what did you say?
He said, "Oh no, it was an X on the wall, a great big X on the wall. That's where I aimed the gun. I didn't even aim the gun at this man's head. So
Yeah.
no, that didn't happen." Yeah, that was bizarre. The Q&As were a blast, and especially Randy and I together, we had a lot of fun together.
Yeah. It's
really
a mixed bag, I feel like.
Yeah.
We had fun. The cruise was great because we had a good portion of the cast on the cruise, and then Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida. Our first, we filled a theater, and it was Randy and me, and I think a couple of the kids, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun, and I take that opportunity to be, the funniest person in the room. I don't know why. I try to do that. It's nerves. It's my nerves. It's like, well, let's just make them laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine. I bet that's like so much fun to like just be
It
up
is.
there and like answer all the like questions that people have, and just like to have all the people that are genuinely excited about the show and like excited that you're there and
And I think
sharing that.
So heartwarming. It was so heartwarming. It really,
Yeah.
I miss. I had one full year of conventions, and then of course because I didn't go back, I was put out to pasture.
yeah.
I'm not bitter.
It's got to be a crazy feeling because I mean now that role is kind of like an iconic character, but people get so into shows or movies to the point where think about like Star Wars, when they know so much more about Luke Skywalker than Mark Hamill knows.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll ask you. There was a funny sitcom years ago. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been Just Shoot Me or some old sitcom, right? But I think he guest starred, and they would ask him. The character kept asking him questions like, "Well, what was it like when like Darth Vader did this, and he'd be like, I don't know, and he'd be like, how could you not know? You were there,
Yeah.
But it's funny because they think just because you're the character, you have this like wealth of knowledge about everything in the world of that movie or show, but really they probably know more than you in some cases,
That is so true. I did an AMA, which was really fun. And I got a lot of that there in the conventions as well, but also in the AMA. They would go in detail about what happened in the scene and why did you do this or why did you do that. I'm like, guys, that was in the script. I mean, I shot him because I got a lot of why'd you shoot Benny? A lot of that. That was in the script. It wasn't my choice to shoot Benny. That was just in the script.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers are like, hey, Catherine, should you shoot him? How do you feel about this?
You make the call.
Oh my gosh. Yes, they are great example, Star Wars, because, Star Wars is, I think it might be the same with Stranger Things. What their knowledge, the fans' knowledge and what they think happened, conspiracy theory type things, which I just didn't go there. And I couldn't speak to that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I knew what was on the page. I knew what was, what was happening in my scene and my overall world. But in terms of, the overall world of, Millie and, very interesting.
The guy that played Benny, he's on This Is Us, right?
Yeah.
Was he known at that time? Like, I don't remember.
He was, but he wasn't huge.
Yeah.
He wasn't huge.
Yeah, I feel like that show is like so huge these days. So
he is, and yeah, he was lovely. He was great. It was one day,
and you killed him. He was lovely, but you murdered him.
A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I something that I've always wanted to see of yours is the I heard that you have like a death reel of like all the times your characters have been like killed.
Oh my
That's
God.
something like I've always just really wanted to see.
Is that online?
I do. No, I will. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I think
I'll have.
I think last time we were at Drama Inc.
Jason?
I think Jason might have showed it to us.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
It needs to be updated.
Yeah. Well, you're about to have another. What? Wait, we shouldn't give that away.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, right.
Well,
Scratch that idea.
But
Yeah.
you had
Yeah, it does need to be updated. I think I need to add a couple of deaths to it.
because you had that.
I don't know
one...
what it is about me. Say that again. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had that one. There was it was like a 40-minute film that played in one of the festivals that you guys weren't.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys were
I know what you're talking about.
Reckoning.
Yeah, where you played like this like Southern Belle or whatever. She was like cooking a lot of food and stuff, and like you had like that. That's the only part I remember.
Good, great character description.
Look.
I love it. Southern Belle cooking a lot of food.
She was cooking a lot of food. She
Martha
had,
Stewart.
yeah, you
type.
know.
how did
Well,
you
here's
prepare to cook a lot of food?
Yeah, like what really went into like preparing for that character?
People
was your
telling me
question
how to do
originally?
it. When you say Southern Belle, you know the definition of a Southern Belle is the iron fist and the velvet glove.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I've never heard that, but I
that's
like
I've
it.
never heard that either.
That's cool.
That's what that woman was, because there was nothing sweet and kind about her.
Oh.
Right? I
Right.
mean, despite the fact she smiled all the time, was cooking pies and telling people how to cook pies. And
Yeah.
yeah, there was nothing nice about that woman. And she had a grisly death. She sure did.
It was pretty brutal. It was rough.
I haven't seen
And when
yeah.
it's called, they changed the title to Devil to Pay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I'm the devil.
We'll just use that soundbite by itself as the teaser.
Oh my
I'm the
God.
devil.
I'm the devil.
See, that's why I hate doing these things. If things I say are out of context. No. You know, and when we shot that, it was so, the way they shot it was great. It was gross. It was grisly. And then as I'm watching the film, and it wasn't in there. You know, I'm going, oh no, don't tell me they didn't use that final shot. But then they went back to me, and it was pretty gross. Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
It was rough.
Dang.
Yes. That's so much fun.
So have
Yeah,
you
I'll send you.
have you had a experience like in all the bigger films and TV shows? Has there been an actor you've worked with who was just really intimidating to work with because of their fame or just what you knew them as before?
Part of my job is to not get intimidated by these people.
Mm-hmm.
As an actor, I have to. I have my 3 Ps. I'm prepared. I'm professional. And I come from a place of peace, meaning I am doing, I don't know if I have to do more than other people do, but I have to do everything I can to be calm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm meditating in my trailer. I have to come onto the set. Robert De Niro is standing right there. I've got to act as if I see Robert De Niro every day.
Wow.
So I cannot let myself get intimidated in any way, shape, or form. You know, when we're done, I go, holy crap.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger just mouthed, I love you to me in the scene. I'm like,
Yeah.
that was a little off-putting. It was like, oh my God, Schwarzenegger just said, I love you. And I'm like, you know, inside I wanted to go, did you see that? Did anyone see that? But I have to maintain.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to maintain at all times. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to get my job done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of the job.
I'd say that's true to all parts of filmmaking, like all positions too, because if you're like a PA or someone and like there's like a star on set
fanning out.
and you run out and like you're fanning out and they're like trying to do their job and like get on set and
You'll be fired.
yeah, you'll be gone.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I did The Founder, and it was Michael Keaton, and he was the lead and executive producer. And our scene was at a dinner table. I'm sitting right next to him. And of course people say, oh, was he nice? Was he funny? And I said, he was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not only working as an actor, remembering what was going on in here, he was watching everything that was going on as the producer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there to make friends with Michael Keaton. I'm going to be pleasant. I'm going to do my job, say all my lines in the right order. But yeah, I'm not going to, I people get the wrong idea. They think it's, it's so much fun. But I mean, you guys know when the actors are on set, at least they should be prepared. They should be in their zone and ready to work. I will say that when Dirty Grandpa, which I'm sure you guys saw.
I actually haven't.
I saw it.
I've seen it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all your work.
Because we're boys.
No, I didn't mean that.
I'm sure you saw my movie.
What I meant was, it's such a boy movie.
Yeah.
It's such boy humor.
It is definitely.
Although I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
There was a lot of it was very funny. And when we, the first scene shot was the funeral, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the church and, called to set for rehearsal. And I go up there and it's the director and maybe someone else. And this small man walked up next to me and I looked over and, hi. It was fucking De Niro. Standing right next to me. And I said, hi, I'm Catherine. He said, hi, Bob. He said, yeah, you're playing Brooke, right? I'm like, and he knows who I'm playing.
Wow.
He knows.
What if De Niro was like, you talking to me?
Yeah, I know.
He probably gets that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gave me a hug, and inside I'm dying.
Yeah.
Outside, it's great to meet you.
Just calm, collected.
Yeah.
And then when we wrapped, it was in Tybee Island, I think. And I was leaving, and I went up to him, and I went to shake my hand. And I said, it was great to meet you. I said, I think you've got a career in this, so you should keep doing it.
That's great.
You see, I don't know what happens to me, why I do these things. But he gave me that De Niro face, and he went, you're very good. I didn't walk out of there. I flew out. I was like, oh. He might say that to every actor. I don't know. But Robert De Niro said that to me. And I took
awesome.
that. Oh, my God. I probably cried that night, too. Robert De Niro said I was good.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the pinnacle of being an actor. Like one of the greatest actors of all time telling you you're good. Like,
Yes.
That nothing could feel better, I feel like.
Even if he didn't mean it. Even if he didn't mean it. I don't care.
Take it.
I was...
You're talking about like actors on set though being like, having it together, being like kind of quiet, buttoned up, or whatever, just waiting. Like I used to feel almost like, is something wrong? Are they mad or something? Or you know what I mean? Thinking in my head that I don't know, maybe I pissed them off or something. But really, they're just getting in character. They've got a lot of things in their head too. And I think that happens vice versa. Like, because sometimes I might be quiet because I'm thinking about stuff. And someone might think, "Oh, is he like upset?"
Right, you're exactly right. And yeah, I mean, the director has so many billions of things going on, and people coming up and saying, "Do you want this? How's this? Do you like this? Whatever."
Yeah. So
yeah, you've got a lot going on for sure. It's well, when we did the short in LA, one of the producers, and it was a very heavy story, and I was doing everything. I was working, right? I was working here. And one of the producers went up to Jason and said, is she okay? What's the matter? What's going on? He went, oh my God, dude, this is a prison scene and she's incarcerated and, XYZ is going to happen. I said, he said, she's working. And he went, oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what lay people don't really understand.
Right.
And you worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Was he so nice? I'm like, he was, but he was a working actor.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was really nice. Arnold was really, really nice.
Yeah. And you were mentioning like that confidence
They
you
all
have
were.
you're talking about the confidence though that you have to not be intimidated by them. And because I think about that sometimes. I'm like, if we work with someone who's like huge, if I'd be really freaked out. But really, like once you get on set, it's just an actor that it doesn't matter what their credits are, because at that point there's so many things happening in my head and I'm like focused on the scene and the shots and how the scene's supposed to play out, all that stuff that I don't know. I don't think that they would be as intimidating at that point, because everyone at that point is just like, we're working to make this scene happen. And I'm no longer scared of Robert De Niro because of that,
And I will say you're absolutely right. And I will say, as the director, they're going to listen to you. I never saw. There's one example. It was a TV show I did. I'm certainly not going to name names, but this person was yelling at everybody. Not to me because I played their sibling, but and everybody. However, the bigger the names that I've worked with, the nicer they are, the more professional they are.
That makes sense.
It was, I mean, I was intimidated, walking to Schwarzenegger, like, oh my God, what's he going to be like? He was just so nice.
Yeah.
He was very pleasant. I mean, Sandra Bullock, Demi Moore was so kind.
Mm-hmm.
I did try to get the 10-carat diamond off her finger. And I did. I said, because we got to, we were chatting, we're in the scene together. And I said, okay, that rang, really? And she, yeah, Bruce gave me that.
Wow.
Wow.
And I said, can I have it? And I said, can I have it? And I just went to go take it. No. Because they are professional, and they know what they need to do.
And that's why they're where they're at.
Yeah.
They know the business, and they know how to do their job. And
there was no ego with these people.
Yeah.
De Niro, Demi, Schwarzenegger, Samuel L. Jackson, John Cusack. I didn't see ego. I didn't see them flaunting, their careers around, or their, we're all there to get this job done.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like the same thing with working with you and Jason. It's like, y'all were at a certain point, that we haven't worked with actors at that level, so it was like working with y'all, we were like, y'all are just so professional, so cool. Like, and it was interesting you saying, you're sitting for an incarceration scene, you're like working through it, because I felt like for encounters, like you would just kind of have your time alone, meditate, and it felt like you were kind of just relaxing, and then you could jump into the character like that, which is a complete 180 than your normal self. So like I felt like working with y'all was just like awesome, a great experience.
Thank you very much. And there's just no reason to be unprofessional or to have an ego, or this thing I did with Demi Moore years ago. It was a small role, and there was an actor, I'm not going to say this person's name, who would jump all over my lines. Okay, jump all over my lines. And Jason and it was a party scene. Jason was in the other room. I could see him. So this person would jump all over my lines. And in my brain, I went, oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not playing that. So she'd start. And I would just say my line and get my line out a little bit louder. And to where she stopped. Director calls cut. And I looked over and Jason went,
yeah. Thumbs up.
And this person was at a level, a high level, not a Demi Moore level, but at a pretty big level. And I thought, why do you feel the need to, okay, so you're shooting in Atlanta, maybe, local actors, they don't know what they're doing. Why do you feel the need to sort of belittle me?
Yeah.
And not do you need to feel that much better about yourself that you're going to try to demean me?
It's a weird tactic too, because it's like, if the scene doesn't call for the person to speak, like to jump, because sometimes lines are supposed to be interrupted, in a scene, but it's a weird tactic, because it's like you're messing up the scene now just to like
wasting everyone else's time, and like they're gonna have to reshoot it because they're not getting clean audio. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, for your own gratification, for your own small little ego or big ego. I don't know, which is it.
I guess a big ego.
Yeah, big ego. Yeah. So, I learn something every time I'm on a set. I don't care how big, how small. I do not care. I am always learning something. And then I bring it into the classroom. And I, say, well, here's what happened on this set. And here's what I did. And here's what I learned. And this is what I saw. So that's why I need to keep working so I can keep learning.
Yeah. Right. And then ultimately keep teaching and sharing that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the same thing. I feel like every shoot we learn something new, for sure. Every like short, or even in a music video or commercial or whatever, we learn something on every set.
I don't care what the project is.
Yeah,
You're right.
sometimes
Video, commercial.
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes we learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
well, now we're reshooting this or whatever, but
Yeah.
that's part of it.
It is part of it. It's like going to see theater. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. You learn something
Yeah.
when you see live theater. We just watched Hamilton. Have you guys watched Hamilton?
I've seen Hamilton.
I gotta see it.
Yeah.
You guys are. That's like the 10th time this has been brought
Yeah.
up to me, but I gotta see it.
It's good, man. It's very good.
I mean, even if you're not a musicals person,
Yeah.
this is so outside of the box that it will blow you away. I hope. Now all this hype,
I
and you're
know.
watching and go, this is not that big a deal.
Well,
I don't know.
I know.
Everyone's hyped it up. Like, it's got to be good.
I know. I've heard it from all.
I mean, they do a lot of stuff. Like, I'm the same way. I'm not a huge theater or musical person, but like, I thought the stuff they did in the presentation and especially the lighting and some of like they do parts where they go back in time and people are like moving back and
Whoa,
dancing and
that's
choreography
cool.
like that. And I thought that was like just crazy and like creative. Like,
choreography was brilliant.
Yeah.
And we're all theater trained. All of us at Drama Inc. are theater trained. I mean, I can carry a tune and move well, but I'm not a triple threat like those people. And I'm not a big musicals person, but it is a modern telling of an old story of history. It's a modern telling of history. And the choreography was just, who sees that?
yeah.
It's remarkable.
That blows my mind. Like, people who like direct choreography and stuff and like can
I know.
like see the movements, see the dance and everything
Yeah.
in their head. I'm like, how? Like,
Yeah.
I just
Watch it.
Yeah.
Do yourself a
It's
favor and watch it. And then the music and the writing and
all right, Ellis, we're gonna have to
All right.
watch it together.
I don't have Disney Plus, so we really
I
do.
guess we'll have to watch it together.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got it. I think $69 for a year, and we got it just to watch Hamilton.
Really? Yeah, I feel
So,
like
I
I've
guess
heard a
I'll-
lot of people like that.
Wow.
Yeah, smart of Disney Plus. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll watch cartoons for the rest of the year.
there you go.
Well, Jason made that thing about
The Mandalorian.
Star Wars, and
Yeah.
we were
That
like,
was so.
yeah.
He said, don't get mad, but I posted a really controversial post. I'm like, oh, not again.
Yeah.
And then I read it, and the comments, people are hilarious.
When I first started reading it, I thought it was good because he was like, I may lose some friends over this, but
I know.
and just to clarify for those listening, it's a post about how he hasn't seen any Star Wars since the original, first film came out. So it was pretty funny.
are you in the same boat, or have you seen the other ones?
I'm in the same boat.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I'm in the same boat. I saw, of course, the original. I think I've seen Return of the Jedi.
That's a good one.
I have not seen the subsequent ones at all.
The Empire Strikes Back is a great one. You should watch The Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back.
That's
Or maybe I
the
saw that one.
That's
Maybe
the
it's
one
the
that-
Empire
second
Strikes-
one.
Yeah, that one came out
See,
right
that's how
after.
embarrassing it is. I can't even remember which ones I've seen except for the first one.
Well, at this point, there's so many. It's
Yeah.
honestly kind of hard if you don't follow it to keep up with all those titles. But you guys, The Mandalorian, I think
It's very good.
you might like want to watch a couple of movies just to get in the world more because you could watch it without having seen any Star Wars. I think.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
that's what
Yeah.
I learned from people's posts. People
Like,
said that you
I
really
guess so.
don't
The
need to know.
the prequels at least, because you would get Boba Fett and stuff and kind of have a better understanding.
I
Like,
think
Wait, but-
you wouldn't even have to see
But
those.
no, but
I
he's
think
in the original ones too. I mean, right? Like,
Boba Fett
yeah.
is.
because he's like flying around the.
Then-
See,
Sarlacc
we're
pit.
Star Wars nerds.
Uh-oh.
We know this
It's
too
out.
well.
But I think you could watch The Mandalorian with no background.
I would
honestly.
say
it's
Yeah.
pretty standalone. Like it's got its own story. It's
Yeah.
just in that universe.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Like it helps
I-
knowing
Jason's-
stuff, but
To me, I feel like it would
Jason's
be.
brother is Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I feel like it would be so hard to watch them now, especially the original ones, because they're so ingrained in pop culture, you know? So it's like, you know who Yoda is just because,
Right.
or Chewbacca or C-3PO, stuff like that. And y'all have seen the first one, but it's like, all the twists and turns. I'm curious to see how it would feel to watch them with all of the like pop culture references, all just that knowledge of living through the culture for so long, and it just being aware of it and what it would feel like watching it now.
We should probably get a schedule of what we're going to watch and then post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live stream it so you can comment on it while you watch the movie.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Jason's brother is a full-on nerd geek Star Wars, so he was a little embarrassed, I must say, at his brother.
He's embarrassed of his brother.
Yeah, I mean, I think he still has a Star Wars poster on his wall. You know, he's
no shame in that.
He's not young.
Yeah, who would have a Star Wars poster?
Looks across the room.
Yeah, like there's one right over there.
Oh, are you serious?
But that one's it's not actually hung up, but we are going to hang it up. But it's like an original, like, antique poster here, like a vintage poster.
Because it's they reissued the original movie, but for Return of the Jedi, like I think 2 weeks or a week before, they were going with the title Revenge of the Jedi, and then they switched it in the 11th hour. So this poster has it saying Revenge of the Jedi
instead of
Revenge. That's cool.
Yeah, so I saw it at the antique store and I was like, oh, I should pick this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet that's a collector's item, right?
I don't know. Hopefully.
You think?
One day we're gonna.
We should probably look online and like see if it's worth like just a ton of money.
Well,
or something.
When I looked it up to buy it, it seemed like I was saving money, like it was worth more than what they were selling it for.
Yeah.
So I went up to him and said, "Hey, I think you're selling this for too cheap."
No. Maybe we can sell it to fund our next project.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So now that the event, A Night of the Movies, is going to be online only, are you going to be in the Q&A there for us?
I hope so. I have a class coming up. We're doing, a virtual class, so I've got to check schedule. But yes, I want to be.
Okay, cool. Well, you can let us know.
So
but hopefully,
maybe I can have I co-teach with someone, so maybe he can do without me for a night.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully you can do it. If you guys are listening, you'll hopefully be able to hear Kat on there. We're gonna have is Jason going to be able to hop on? You think?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Him, and we're still waiting to hear back from some. Now Jessica texted me and she will be on there. Jessica Craig, and then we'll have all.
About Eddie, are you getting Eddie?
Eddie will be on there.
Eddie's ready. Let me tell you.
Eddie is ready.
He was the first one to respond.
Eddie is always ready.
Yeah, he's the first one to hit us back. He was like, "Yeah, of course, I'm on." But we'll have some filmmakers, a bunch of filmmakers that made a bunch of really cool shorts that we'll be screening that night. So again, you don't have to buy tickets anymore. All you got to do is tune in. So it's going to be a cool event. Make sure you mark your calendar for August 7th at 8 p.m.
All right,
Kat.
I will do.
Man, this has been a great podcast. Thank you so much.
I hope so. Thank you. I hope it's a lot better than Jason.
Yeah,
that's for y'all to argue about. We have no dog in this fight.
This is great. Yeah.
It's nice to see your faces.
It is,
of course.
Yes. We look forward to seeing you in person again one day.
Yes, absolutely. I do too. Maybe we'll do something again.
Yes. That'd be awesome.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks so much for listening, everybody.
Stay safe, you guys. I'm glad you're negative.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks.
In the most positive way.
Yes. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks,